You know, there's a lot of people that I talk to on the channel, and they say things like, man, I've got a super expensive XYZ brand name guitar. And you know where it lives? It lives in a really nice hard shell case in the closet because I don't want to jack it up. Man, dude, what better reason to have a budget guitar? Hey, welcome back to Ted Talks Guitars and Life. This is an amendum, if you will, to the previous video that I made called Budget versus Brand Name. Can you tell a difference? Question mark. Hey, if you like this kind of content, man, go ahead and like the video, give me a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, come on back and hang out some more. Ted Talks Guitars and Life. So the amendment is, there was one guitar that didn't make the previous video, and that is this one. This is not to be confused with the Tease SB HD. This is the SBH Edition. I don't know what that means, but they are the same color. Except for the headstocks are different, and on this one I've gone ahead and customized the guitar with this really cool rose pickguard, man, or at least I thought it was cool. What do you guys think? Is that a sweet looking rig or what, man? Yeah, so the reason that I didn't include, I dropped my pick, the reason I did not include this guitar previous video has nothing to do with the quality of the guitar per se. However, it's kind of a one-off. But because an astute viewer of the channel would have seen this particular headstock behind me in the previous video, you may have wondered, what's that guitar? This is the Tease Special Edition. This guitar I purchased. I want to clearly underscore this point. I purchased this guitar from the good folks at Teese. In my conversations with Torsten, I was on their website one day and I found a guitar, and the price was really reasonable, and I said, man, I really dig that guitar. I'd like to buy it, but I've got a YouTube channel, and you know, I don't want to buy a guitar and review it if other people can't buy it. That's why I haven't done a review of this particular guitar, even though I did purchase it for myself. But this guitar is not a current model. This is actually one of the first production guitars of the Teese line, this SBH right here. And so Torsten had it laying around the shop, and man, I said, hey, I will buy that from you, dude, and I did. So one of the things that maybe I should do in another video, hey, let me know in the comments if you'd be interested in this or not, okay? One of the things I was thinking about doing, excuse me, I was thinking about maybe doing a comparison video between this and the SBH HD, because from this guitar, I can tell the improvements from generation to generation of the Teese line. So I can only imagine what the new line's going to be like in December, man. I may have to pick up one of those myself. I saw that orange sunburst now. Don't think I didn't see it. I saw it. That would match my Baltimore Oral hat. So, anyway, because this was a kind of a one-of-a-kind, I did not include it in the video. And get this, man, it even has his signature on the back of it. So yeah, man, it is a sweet ride. And I knew buying it that it was kind of a shop guitar, and it was one of the guitars that when they first got these, they were they saw the tweaks that they needed to make going into the second generation, and then the third generation, which is the SBH HD behind me, and then the fourth generation again, which I think is coming out in December. So it's got quite a few imperfections, we'll call it, okay? But they were working on kind of the neck, neck angle, and they were working on the neck plate size. They've since made those larger. They decided to paint headstocks going forward. I really like the plain Jane headstock myself. Somebody saw this in the background and thought it was a ST1. They're Strat model. They don't like to use the terms Telecasters and Stratocasters at Tease, so it's just a guitar. Anyway, so yeah, man, it's sweet. It's got the humbucker in it. It's got a good neck pickup in it. I haven't really done any electronics. Everything is kind of stock to what it was when I got it. But the insane deal that I got on this was just crazy. So, man, word to the wise, I do think there are some B-stock models from time to time out at Tease. And, man, they're worth it. Just to get good bones, a good body, and a good neck that you can build on. So I have swapped out these tuners. I swapped out the string guides. I've got the Fender style string guides in there. I didn't have to do anything really to the neck or the frets. Everything was pretty good. So, yeah, man, pretty sweet deal. And but because it was kind of a one-off, I didn't include it in the previous lineup. It does have the humbucker. In the bridge. And one of the things about the Tease, sorry, Torsten, Telecasters, is that even though it's a humbucker, it still has that tele spank. It doesn't sound like an LP or something else, It sounds like a Telecaster. And the neck is just stock. So, it is an amendment in this way. Sometimes, man, you can find sweet deals on guitars, and those guitars as well. I'm going to say, for the record, that this guitar, I gave $100 for this guitar. I'll just tell you the truth to shame the devil, okay? I call this guitar C-Note because that's what I paid for it, a C-Note. And I just think that it sounds every bit as good as that Squier that I paid $450 for, man. So I just think for some of this, when you're looking at budget guitars, when you're looking at one-offs, when you're looking at B-stock, whatever, first editions, kind of like this one. This was not a B-stock per se. It was just one of their first models that they ever got into the shop. And I just found a sweet deal on it, which sometimes we can do. So I just think, man, that part of this is there's a brand name bias, and I have certainly been a brand name snob in my life. And actually around the house, man, we'll go to the grocery store and my wife will buy some off-brand coffee. And I'll say, baby, get the real coffee, man. Get the brand name coffee. So I could still be a snob about some things in life. And, man, I love a Gibson Les Paul. I do. I have to say, in my experience, though, an Epiphone Les Paul has always been just as good. To me. That's all I'm saying. To me, not to you. Don't get all upset with me, okay? I found an Epiphone to live up to the Gibson hype myself. the American Fender Strats and Tellies that I've owned, man, the Squiers are just as good as those. But I'm just going to tell you, man, this is every bit as good as that Squier Classic Vibe. So, word to the wise, man. Look, if you got the cash and you want to go ahead and spend some money, because you need a brand name guitar for whatever reason, man, you do you, man. 2 mantras of the channel, right? You do you, and the second, nothing that I do is prescriptive to you, just descriptive of my journey. So let me just encourage, man, sometimes people buy budget guitars because they're strapped for cash, man. If you're strapped for cash and you want to play a guitar, buy a budget guitar, man. If you can learn how to do some fret work, you'll probably need to do that, or you want to swap pickups out. Man, plenty of guys out on the tubes, man, showing you how to do that kind of stuff. It's how I learned to do almost everything that I know how to do on a guitar by way of repair. So, or if you just want to save some cash, man, or if you just want to experiment and have some fun. I've got 9 grandkids, and when they're all here, man, which is rare because a couple of them, you know, are older now and off to college and all that, man, when I've got grandbabies running around my house, I do not want a guitar that I paid $1,500 or more for sitting out, right? It's locked away in the closet, man. So maybe you just buy a budget because you want to have something that you don't mind getting a little jacked up and that you can experiment, that you can grow with and learn with, man. This guitar thing, man, it's all about a journey, man. Hey, don't lose your joy in the journey. Don't forget, man, it's supposed to be fun. We play guitar because it's fun, man. So play your guitar, whatever brand name it is. Don't let anybody run space in your head, man. If it sounds good in your ears, if it feels good in your hands, and you look at it and go, oh, man, I got to pick that up and play. It's a great guitar, man. Hey, wherever you are in your guitar journey, man, I pray it's a long, smooth, safe, joy-filled ride for you, Jack. Rock on with your bad selves. I'll catch you on down the road.